Okay, guys, have you been seeing what has been going on with Sombr, the artist, beefing the girl who went to his concert? Now, do you guys know who Sombr is? Sombr's the like new and upcoming artist. He's like, in a room full of people, I look for you, or how can we go back to being friends? Do we know Sombr? We know Sombr, right? He is definitely like breaking into the mainstream, and he's becoming a huge artist performing at the VMAs and stuff like that. He is always on the goddamn radio. And here's a little tidbit. Adam McIntyre does not listen to many male artists, but Sombr has came out of nowhere and is one of the only artists that I do listen to. And I would say that I'm a fan of his music. I would actually say I'm a big fan of his music, and his music is looking very promising for his career, considering this is like his first like bodies of works that he's putting out. What I will say is that one of my friends invited me to go to one of his concerts, and I turned it down because Sombr, God bless him, I am a fan of his music, but I've seen videos from his concerts, and I've also seen his stage presence, and I've heard what he sounds like live. That's no shade at all, because I've bought the album, I stream it, like, I'm not a hater at all, like, I'm actually a fan of Sombr, but it's the first artist in a while where I'm like, I'm a fan of the music, and I love the music down, but I do not want to see you live. And what's so ironic is that the drama at hand is literally about his live performance, and so we are going to dive into everything that is happening, but basically, someone went to a Sombr concert because they were a fan, and they basically made a story time after it about the concert experience. Now, this video popped up on my timeline a couple days ago, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of validated everything that I've thought, you know what I mean? And then Sombr responded to the video, and all I have to ask is, I'm not even gonna blame him, I'm just gonna ask, where is the fucking PR teams these days? Where is the goddamn PR teams these days? It is ridiculous. They have Sombr responding to this girl talking about 25-year-olds going to his concert, and he's referring to them as if they're fucking ancient creatures. And now, keep in mind, Sombr is what age? Sombr is 20 years old. So literally, I'm so close in age to Sombr. And there's so many artists, by the way, and actors that are 20 years old as well. And they have, you know, great stage presence, or, you know, they can pull off a performance or whatever like that. All I've got to say is, like, there's no excuse for, like, a bad show experience based on your age if you're selling tickets at like a luxury price as well. And also if there are people in the industry that we can, you know, compare you to that are your similar age, okay? Tate McRae, like crazy, right? Crazy. So let's get into the beef. Also, I just want to let you guys know that I'm celebrating 4,000 members on my Patreon, and for 48 hours only, I'm doing a discount for 30% off the memberships with code Bonnie and Dolly. Now, if you want to know what you can catch up on, there is me reacting to Trisha Paytas's big Broadway dream. There is me watching the entirety of Escape the Night Season 3, the entirety of Season 2, and the entirety of Season 1, and also we've reacted to the entire Beast games as well. And all these things are there right now. If you were to join the Patreon, they're ready for you to go. But again, 48 hours only, just celebrating 4,000 members. Thank you so much, everyone over there as well. It's a lot of fun. It's good to be able to react to things that we're not allowed to over on YouTube because of copyright and stuff. So again, code Bonnie and Dolly. Truthfully, this is only for 48 hours, so it's fun. It's fun. All right, okay, so let's get to the girl's video first. Okay, so this woman went, right? And she literally just made a story time, as in she has just gone to the concert, right? And all I'm going to say is this has turned into such a big drama because obviously Sombr has responded to it. And this again is where I have to blame the PR team, because this woman is now like getting so much hate, and there's so much drama has become because of this. And all I'm going to say is, like, these PR teams need to be telling Sombr, like, people are paying a lot of money to go to your concerts. You are in high fucking demand. So if people are going to make a story time, like, you can't respond, you know, but anyways. So let's get to the video that started it all, of this woman going to Sombr's concert.
Welcome back. This is going to be a little different than my typical content, but I had one of the worst experiences of my life this weekend, and it feels like a disservice to the public to not share it, so here we go. I went to go see Sombr Sunday night at the Anthem in DC. If you don't know who Sombr is, he's a 20-year-old artist. He blew up online, I think on TikTok. He has a lot of hits. I like a lot of his music. A lot of people my age like a lot of his music, whatever. I was really excited to go see him. I don't really go to concerts at all.
Oh, are people saying that there's an echo? I hope not. She kind of sounds like Gabby Hanna. I miss Gabby Hanna. We gotta bring Gabby Hanna back. We gotta bring Gabby Hanna back. Oh, there's not an echo. Bring her back. Gabby, we need you more than ever. Gabby, we have never needed you more than we need you in this moment, Gabby Hanna. Adam, let's not.
Unless I really love an artist, I was so excited to see this performance. By far, genuinely the worst concert I've ever been to in my life for a multitude of reasons. But I'm going to explain to you why, if you're over the age of 16, you should not spend your money on a Sombr concert. Let me walk you through my evening. We get in line, it's pouring down rain, the line's like 1.5 miles long. That's all cool. Sold out show, Mother Nature, I don't care. We're waiting in line, and there's a group in front of us of like 4 teenage girls and their dad. And I wasn't scanning the entire line. I was trying not to get rained on, but I was just like, that's really sweet. They must be big Sombr fans so that their dad brought them to the show. That was red flag number 1. I'd say a pink flag, right? That was just whatever. First big red flag, we get to the door. The guy checks my ID. I'm 25 years old, mind you. So is my boyfriend. The guy looks at my ID, starts quizzing me like it's a fake. He's like, what's your zip code? Looking me up and down.
Crazy.
I genuinely was like, what?
The demographic of the show being so young that anyone above the age of like 21 is being accused of having a fake ID.
I say back to him like, oh my gosh, I'm actually so flattered. Like, thank you. He chuckles a little bit and at that point gives me a wristband. And I was like, thanks. What? Like, I feel like I look like I'm in my mid-20s and my boyfriend sure as hell does. My boyfriend behind me gets quizzed the same way. Like, what's your zip code? Where were you? Crazy. I get inside and immediately I clock why I got checked on my ID. It is the closest to a middle school dance I've ever been since I was in middle school at a dance. The only adults in the room are the parents and then my boyfriend and I. It was thousands upon thousands of tweens running around like they were at a middle school dance. Immediately I'm pissed off. And these kids are plowing through, like, mind you, they've never been in a bar before. They don't know how to contain personal space. If they were adults, fights would have happened, fists would have been thrown, but they were just plowing through, checking shoulders, spilling drinks. Like, it was genuinely a nightmare. I'm like, you know what? Let's just get a beer. Let's just hang out until the show starts. I'm still going to enjoy the music, right? I still really love his songs. Cool. We go get a beer. In that hour and a half we're waiting for the show to start, we're probably in the background of 5,000 Instagram pictures. That's not an exaggeration. I mean, every single angle around us at any given time, it's Canon G7Xs and iPhones, and it's just like, oh my God. It was an Instagram fest in there. But alas, the lights dim. The opener comes on stage. We go, yay.
Guys, hold on. I see people talking about the fact of like this being a tween space or something like that. She goes on to talk about how uncomfortable the concert was. Stick with her. To
enjoy some music. The opener for Sombr, bless her heart. I know it's really hard to sing to a room full of people that do not know any of your songs. She sucked. She was
I don't even know who the opener was.
Bad. I was like, this is what it must have felt like for my parents when I was watching like Disney Channel in like 2007 and I thought it was like peak.
No shade. I don't see a problem with someone critiquing an opener or even critiquing a thing. If I paid money for it and this is the entertainment, I can say, guys, again, this is not serious. This is someone making a story time after they bought a ticket. Let's just be like, I don't know who the opener was.
Music and they're just suffering through it. It was genuinely painful. The music was so bad. She was a terrible performer. She kind of looked like when you're pretending to sing in your bedroom in the mirror. She was doing like that, but on stage. Example, the corners of the stage, she would just walk back and forth. That's cool, that's fine. Every time she would get to the corner of a stage, she would pretend like someone was waving at her in the crowd just to do this. Every single time. I'm not even exaggerating. I think she might have wanted a photo op from it. I don't know.
That's so beyond her.
Like, take a shot every time she waves at an imaginary person in the crowd. Then she would sing her songs, which are like a slow song, no choreography, just standing there, not out of breath at all. Then the second the song ends and she would talk to the crowd, she would do that fake, like,
also me on her.
It was like, you're not out of breath at all. You're just trying to sound like a superstar. Whatever, still not Sombr. I'll wait for my guy, right? Cut to main performer. Sombr gets on stage. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm like, ooh, finally, I'm going to enjoy myself, right? First 2 minutes he's on stage, he makes a 6-7 joke. I'm not even kidding you.
6-7. That would have been my breaking point, by the way. That's whenever I would have felt like a hag in that audience.
And all the tweens.
Oh my God, JoJo Siwa concert.
I've never had such immediate buyer's remorse in my life.
Buyer's remorse about a Sombr concert.
I knew I was just in for 3 hours of nightmare fuel. Again, hopeful little me was like, you know what, this sucks, but at least I'll hear my favorite music live, right? Like, this is gonna be so fun. I left early. I didn't even hear my favorite music. He proceeds to make a bunch of niche meme references for like the 12 to 16-year-old age range group. And I only understand them because I'm chronically online, but every other adult in the room.
In my Sombr defense here, his social media presence is being like the chronically online. And what I will argue as well is one thing I don't like about Sombr is his entire personality has been completely ripped off from Role Model, which really pisses me off. And again, I love Role Model down, and I love Sombr's music down. Role Model feels so authentic to me, like authentically funny. And I love Role Model, like the personality of him as well. And also he's like incredibly, incredibly sexy. And his music is great. I can't wait to hopefully go see Role Model in London. I need to get resale tickets. But Sombr, I definitely think is just trying to emulate and steal that audience. And he's just like maybe a few years younger than Sombr or from Role Model, which is why I can't connect with Sombr the person. And I would never go to a concert because like it just feels incredibly like to me. But the music, I'm not a hater. I'm not a fucking hater. His music is great. I love his music, okay? Stop it.
Including my boyfriend is like, why is he speaking in tongue? Like, what is he saying right now? Just ridiculous to hear out loud. Like, it was like brain rot on stage.
Literally
like,
the chronically online term, by the way.
This is really killing the vibe a little bit. Just play the fucking song. Yeah, he did the exact opposite of that. About 30 minutes in, he cuts all the music and he's like, we're now going to have the Sombr dating show. Raise your hand and come on up on stage if you want to call your toxic ex. Make sure it's toxic and make sure there's somebody who's going to pick up.
Sorry. The essence of asking a bunch of like tweens, who's got a toxic ex here? The concept of this like artist looking into the crowd of tweens and being like, we're gonna have a dating show. This is weird. This is so weird. This is so weird. This is so weird. He is like, he's 20 years old. You know what I mean? Like he's 20 years old. And like, if these people are like younger than him as well, like it's so weird considering how much she focuses on like a tween audience. Him having a dating show in the part of it and call up your toxic ex. You people are 12.
Again, all the tweens. We then proceeded to watch 3 tweens go on stage and call their ex. And then Sombr's on the mic.
Oh my God, sorry. I'm so glad I turned down the possibility of going to his concert. It was going to be me and my friend Hannah going. And I literally was told her, I was like, I don't know. I just like don't like his stage presence. I didn't even know, trust, that there was a dating show portion with tweens going up, by the way, and calling their toxic ex on. Like, honestly, I love when an artist riffs on the audience. Like, trust, I love it. But my God, if I had to sit through that.
Clock it, bro. Clock it, bro. Oh, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. I've never had such secondhand embarrassment for someone and felt such a deep cringe. Like, you know, if you see like something cringe online, you could just like exit out or something, right? I'm sitting there, I was like, wow, I paid money to see this. Like, I paid money to suffer through that. It just got worse. It just kept getting worse the more it went on. He would make like super niche references to like 13-year-olds, but then he would also say like super vulgar stuff about like getting his dick sucked. And it was like, so you know your audience is clearly 13, yet here you are. Okay. There was a moment in between songs where he literally just randomly went, bark for me. And you hear the arena of 13, 14, 15-year-old girls start barking. And then immediately followed up with, yeah, I'm daddy.
Oof. Okay, see, now we've just like entered being incredibly weird. And again, Sombr has responded to this. And I know the immediate response people are going to have is like, well, he's 20. You know what I mean? The difference with that is like, let's just like stop looking at him as like a newcomer in the industry and look around at like singers that are the same age as him, because it'll really like give us a little bit of context, right? Like if we, hold on, let me type in here, like singers that are the same age as him, right? For like a little bit of context. All right, let me see. Oh my God, the members of Hyphen, the K-pop group, being the same age as him is crazy. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, you understand my point. Wow, I can't believe they're the same age as him. That's fucking crazy. It's actually important. I'm sorry that like either him and his team, some of the Cat's Eye members, this is crazy. Like the fact that like no one on his team sees that as, whether they deem it as problematic now or entering problematic territory, then I don't know what we're doing. Because if you're gonna, excuse like a 20-year-old calling a bunch of teens on stage to do this, or getting a bunch of, teens to bark for him and call him daddy when he's 20 years old, are the teen thinking of in a couple months' time when he's 21 years old and this 21-year-old guy will go on stage and get a bunch of pre-teens to bark for him? Like, are we not thinking about that? And like, people are coming for this girl. And first of all, I have two things to say. Number one, what an incredible storyteller. And number two, it's actually quite important that she's saying this. And the way that Sombr responded makes me cringe. And I think it shows warning signs for maybe a rocky career for him to come whenever his response to, quite honestly, from a paying customer, what this deems as very valid criticism, and I'm so glad I know this, he can't be responding in the way he did. I'm sorry, but let's finish this.
All of that, and he wasn't even a good performer. Genuinely, it sounded bad. Like, he said he had bronchitis. It seemed like that wasn't the only issue going on there. It just doesn't seem like he knows how to entertain.
Did Role Model like this?
He has to grow into it. I don't know. Dancing was terrible. Singing was terrible. He would let the backtrack play over the most important notes, and it was like, okay. He had this weird moment where he like had a temper tantrum on this clothing rack. Like, there was just a clothing rack, and he starts throwing stuff around. And again, like the 12, 13-year-olds are like, any logical, like, level-headed person in the audience is like, what are you doing? Like, just sing the song, bro. And I had to leave. I had to leave because it was the most egotistical performance I've ever seen in my life. If I had known he was like that, I would never have paid money to see him. It was so embarrassing to witness. Like, he's up there just being like, I'm the shit, and also I'm the shit. And you're like, okay. All right, well, it seemed like he thought he was like role model vibes,
What I'd be saying.
But he was so far off. Like, it was like, you're trying to convince me that you're like this like crazy cool sex symbol, and you're just turning off the whole room. Clearly not the whole room, because there were children who liked him. I mean, I literally left. Like, I couldn't stand it anymore, genuinely. I didn't even hear my favorite song. Sunk cost theory kicked in, and I was like, I've wasted enough time, money, energy out of my life. I just want to go home. This sucks. My boyfriend and I both left. Like, that was the worst experience of my life. The other two girls I knew who were there were messaging me afterwards, and they were like, was that not like weird? Like, that wasn't a good. And I was like, hated it. Absolutely couldn't agree more. I hated it. It was terrible. And then I get on TikTok and I'm seeing all these kids posting these videos. Oh my God, this must be how my mom felt. This is my generation's David Bowie. I saw a TikTok from the Anthem DC, the show I was at, where a girl's like recording it, and it's like, the kids are gonna be all right. No. No, cut that. Absolutely. Never in my life have I felt so much rage. Not even during it. Like, I felt rage during it, but seeing the aftermath on TikTok and seeing it be like, he's the hottest. You guys need better role models. You guys need better sex symbols. I'm so sorry. Slender Man? We're picking him? We're picking the weird dancing dude?
All right.
I will insert the clip. He dances like Napoleon Dynamite. And in the middle of the concert, my boyfriend held up a picture of Napoleon Dynamite. I couldn't stop seeing it. I couldn't stop laughing. Cringe kid. Really cringe kid. Kid. That's the biggest kid. Like, he's 20, but he acts like he's probably 15 and a half. And it reflects in his performances. It was a nightmare. If you are an adult of any age and you enjoy Sombr's music, stick to Spotify. I would not recommend going to his show.
All right, and let's get to Sombr's response, okay? Now, first of all, I just want to say I don't agree with anyone talking about someone's appearance when she's calling him Slenderman there. Also, Slenderman is cool as fuck. But Sombr responded, and all I'm going to say is that, number one, that woman did nothing wrong. That woman is a paying customer and made a story time about her experience, okay? She has every right to have not enjoyed it, or the rest, okay? I don't understand why these rising young stars don't have PR teams that visualize when they're being like narcissistic, egotistical, like whatever, because he responded to this, and the only people that are loving this are genuinely the kids in the audience who like are, like, daddy, trust. But this response is so bad because obviously then you realize that he then sends all of his army her way. Not he looks like Colleen.
It's chronically online, but it's just come to my attention that there's a TikTok drama going around because a 25-year-old attended my concert.
He's Sorry, the way he's saying a 25-year-old as if it's like a fucking slur. Oh! Ooh. Ooh. That's crazy. He literally is saying 25-year-old like it's a fucking slur. A fucking 25-year-old. This fucking hag. Oh!
Attention that there's a TikTok drama going around because a 25-year-old attended my concert and was basically complaining that there were too many tweens there. I was making too many brain rot jokes and she just thought it was a cringe concert. And also she was body shaming me, and it's kind of started a massive body shaming hate train directed towards me on a lot of videos of me on the internet right now, which is... I totally respect people having opinions, but I am a 20-year-old artist, freshly 20. And if you're 25 years old and you're going to come to my concert and not expect people younger...
Sorry, the way he keeps reiterating 25 is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy how he's like, if you as a 25-year-old... Also, my favorite thing about people like my age, they do this all the fucking time. They will talk like this. They'll talk like this to like reiterate their point. And you know what? I'm the same age as these people. I'm 2 years. I'm the youngest person ever. I'm 12 years old. I'm literally 2 years older than Sombr. And I'm the same age as most of these fucking TikTokers who talk like this. Why the fuck do you talk like this? And it's always the fucking Swifties. They'll be like, good thing I like my friends. Canceled. As if it makes it more like validating. But anyway, the way he keeps being like 25. Oh my God. Crazy. Also, this is going to turn so many people off. Not in a sexual way, but I mean like, well, I do mean, you know what I mean. This is going to turn so many people off to like wanting to go to his concerts because he's like making it seem like if you're 25 or above, you are an old fucking bitch. You're an old fucking bitch.
And if you're 25 years old and you're going to come to my concert and not expect people younger than you to be there when I, the artist...
Sorry, he said, if you're 25, you just got to assume that everyone is younger than you because you're an old bitch.
5 years younger than you, it's just a skill issue. I mean...
Oh, where are the PR teams? Where are the PR teams? Why are we alloying our artists with management, labels behind them to say something like this? Oh, goodness.
Younger than you, it's just a skill issue. I mean... Also, like, the jokes thing, like, you had to have known about my online presence before coming to my concert. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I've never uttered a serious word in my life. And also, I make jokes...
Jesus. Where are the PR teams?
For 5 minutes of the concert, and the rest is music. Like, live a little, enjoy life. Every age, sex, sexuality, gender, race... Everyone is welcome at my concert, and I mean everyone. You guys need to find problematic people to hate on because I am just existing. Also, I'm just going to give a quick tutorial. Also, I just remembered that I had a fever and bronchitis at the show she went to, but the show goes on. I will not cancel unless I'm on my deathbed. I thought I was chronically online, but...
Oh, that was fucking cringy as shit. That was... Okay, I want to get to... There was a response I really wanted to get to. It might have been this one or it might have been another one, but I want to get to these and then I want to give some opinions. Oh, God, I have so much to say.
Girl's video. That, his response was terrible. He should have just said, if he had to respond, right? If it was bothering him that
bad. That's
what
I'm saying, like, there was no need to fucking respond to this. If you respond to every bad review you get at a show, like...
It clearly was. He should have just said, stop body shaming me. Stop sending that girl death threats. My concerts are open for everyone. Everyone is welcome, but I understand everyone may not like my concerts. That's simple, right? He could have left it right then and there, because for him to get on the internet and tell her she needs to touch grass, that she's too old for his shows, that this is a skills issue because she should have known his audience. Huh? I'm sorry. I feel like stan culture has kind of infected everyone's brains. Just because you see an artist live doesn't mean you know everything about that artist. Sometimes seeing an artist live when you're spending your own money is as simple as the ticket was affordable.
Yeah.
I like a few of their songs and I haven't done
That's also something that I see all the time. Can we normalize going to a concert because like you like a couple songs? The fucking... And I think it's the war of Ticketmaster has like rotted people's brains. But like, I'm sorry. I've literally had arguments with people where like people have been like, why the fuck did you go to that concert? You don't even know who fucking this lore, that. And I'm like, I like a couple songs. And it's because they weren't able to get tickets. I understand that, right? But like, if we were to normalize only going to concerts if you're super fans, none of your artists would be able to afford their lifestyle anymore. The majority of people that go to concerts are not super fans of the artist unless you're someone like fucking Taylor Swift, Beyonce, the Beatles, like these stadium shows. These arenas, most artists struggle to sell them in general with the general public on site. But if you think about it, like I went to Katy Perry a couple days ago. Sorry to throw Katy Perry under the bus. And her tour is called the Lifetimes Tour. And it is, you know, in collaboration, I guess, with her new album, 143. Did the general public listen to that album? No. However, people are going, and the first thing Katy Perry uttered whenever she spoke to the crowd was, yes, we're going to be singing Firework tonight, and yes, we're going to be singing Hot and Cold. And she was, like, making a joke to the audience that, like, if you're only here for those songs, we're going to be singing them. And I'm like, can we normalize that? Can we normalize that? I was seeing it with Ariana as well, and I can understand it where people are like, it's so hard to get tickets to concerts that, like, the big fans should be able to go. Yes, but I'm sorry, I'm going to be like Sombr here. Skill issue. You know what I mean? If someone wants to go to an Ariana Grande concert because they like her recent album and haven't listened to her other ones, I'm sorry, but they're just as much worthy to go to the concert than someone who has listened to Ariana their entire life. I don't give a fuck. If I was a big fan of someone and someone has probably gotten my ticket to a concert and they're not a huge fan, it's just the way things work. Can we normalize just things not being so fucking serious? But anyway, Sombr has cut a bunch of his fucking audience off here by, like, aging 25-year-olds.
Anything fun in 3 months. Sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes it really is that simple. You don't have to know everything about the artist. You don't have to know what their fans are called, who their fan base is. You don't need to know all that information to see them live, right? And also for him to address that, but completely gloss over the fact that she said a lot of his jokes were inappropriate to be saying to minors.
Which is also why he shouldn't have made this video, because him not addressing that now just looks really fucking weird. Where are the teams behind these people?
Okay, yeah, I don't know why he would put that on the internet.
Again, so many thoughts. I think that might have been the only other video that I had saved. Or no, it was here. This is the last one I want to watch.
I believe that the woman that came on here and had her experience with Sombr's concert, I believe she should have been meaner. I believe that she should have been meaner, and she should be meaner. Not only did Sombr reply, but the opening act did too. Classless as fuck, 1, and 2, I don't understand what's going on here when Sombr's calling
Sorry,
her,
the opening act responding as well is crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Your grown-ass 25-year-old woman self going to my concert. I would bet so much money that the age difference between Sombr and that lady is way smaller than the age difference between Sombr and his preteen fans. His preteen fans, where he's coming up on stage asking them to call him daddy, asking them to call their toxic exes. Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato. I don't get it. And honestly, I never got the Sombr hype. And the only reason why I posted anything good about Sombr was because I got paid to do it. I got paid. And honestly, you would do it too for a check if you got $1,000 to get paid to sing his music. Hold on. It's like, it's so funny. Like, since when do, like, he's probably gonna be Grammy nominated this year, and he has to care about what's—
What? People get paid to promote artists? Come to pay me! Pay me!
Random ass girl has to say on TikTok. I find that so embarrassing. I find that more embarrassing than a 25-year-old regular adult going to another adult's concert. And that's on period. End of story. I believe she should have said worse. She should have been mean. She should have said even worse mean shit. Period. I believe—
All right. Again, my conversation about normalizing just, like, having fun and normalizing, like, going to concerts and stuff like that just because you want to, I really believe in that so much. Again, I just think that it was such a great point that last person made, which is there's probably a bigger age gap between Sombr and his fans going to these concerts that he's getting to call him daddy and bark at him and all like this, than him and the 25-year-olds that he's basically acting like it's the biggest fucking slur in the world that someone could dare be 25 years old. I can't believe this video is still up. I really can't believe. Oh, wait. Sorry, there was one final video. I knew it.
Girly who just got into Sombr. Like, I'm not joking. Within this week, I just got into Sombr, heard the song 12 to 12. I was like, okay, wait, this is kind of a banger. Went and explored the rest of his discovery. I was like, okay, wait, I kind of like some of these songs. I mean, literally just this week got into Sombr. I've never in my entire life been put off of an artist so fast, so quickly in my entire life. And let me tell you, I've been a fangirl on the internet for a long time. I've never seen this. Ever. And so I want to address
the OG girl responded. We'll get I didn't know that. We'll get to
really
that.
Quick. Hey man. Couple things. One, I get it. Listen, At 20 years old, I probably would have reacted in the exact same way. It is much easier to lash out than to look inside yourself and understand why that hurts. I get it. But this is a skill you're going to have to develop, okay? Because here's the thing. You could have said, like, hey, I get it. The concert's not for everyone. If you were expecting one thing and you got another, that sucks. My concerts are open to everyone. And you could have, like,
I also love that he, like, made the big deal about the 25-year-olds, and then he was like, but my concert is open to everyone. Unless you're an old hag.
But instead of doing that, you say skill issue. You say, actually, anyone that knows me, anyone listens to my music, whatever. I'm going to tell you something really quickly. For a lot of people, being a casual fan of someone is where it stops. I would say that's a base of, like, lots of people's audiences, is that they'd say, oh, I like this artist. I would spend $40 or $50 to go see them in concert. They buy the ticket. They go see you in concert.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. That's what I was, but not anymore. Not anymore, baby. Because up until this point, if you are coming to my area, I would have been like, yeah, you know what? Let me go see a concert. But now that I know what goes on, and now that I know your personality, it's not happening. It's not happening. And here's another thing. Here's the second thing. I understand it. You're getting hate. You're getting body shamed. I get it. That sucks. As a fellow gangly girl, I understand the pain. Here's another thing. You said in your video, I thought I was chronically online. Apparently there's this one-sided beef with me, etc., etc. And then you've said you've been getting body shamed comments. Okay, that sucks. So presumably you've watched her videos, right? And as of 2 days ago, and I checked because your response was yesterday, which you would have seen this video.
I need to pull my fan another way. It's literally making me, like, almost tear up crying. It's so strong on my face. I always forget to move it, and then I'm like, everyone thinks I'm crying, but it literally goes straight in my face. One-sided beef. That's what I'm saying. Well, he was like, I didn't know there was drama online. It's someone reviewing your concert.
From this other girly, you would have seen her post a video that says, I've been getting hate comments, death threats, and she's been doxxed. Crazy. That is unacceptable. And so for you to be up in your video, telling her skill issue, telling her all these other things, rude as hell, and then take a moment and be like, well, I've been getting body shaming comments. I'm a victim. I get it. It hurts. But for you to just sit there and then not acknowledge and say, like, hey guys, maybe don't dox the girl. Absolutely unacceptable. Like, you gotta rein those girlies in. Listen, because here's the thing. That reflects...
It'll really come back and bite him in the ass, by the way, if he doesn't handle this correctly, because he inserted himself in it.
Early on you. And for you to sit up there and not say anything, and not saying anything, almost condone it, not explicitly, but by omission, that's fucked up. That is extremely, extremely fucked up. And you missed it here big time, but honestly, dude, you still have the chance to course correct. I get it. My prefrontal cortex has loaded in a lot more. And at 20 years old, I promise you, I probably would have said some shit like that. I probably would have. And I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but genuinely, you've got to do some thinking, some internal reflection, and get back around to this, because this is crazy and absolutely unacceptable. Fix it. Thank you.
All right, people told me that the OG girl responded. I completely agree with this woman where she's saying, like, you gotta fix this now, because again, this will become a bigger problem for him if he is, you know, in a couple months' time, 21 years old and doing this with his audience. So, okay, there are a couple responses that have been made by the original woman who made the video, so I want to get to that in another video. All right, my closing thoughts on Sombr and everything that went down. I think it is absolutely ridiculous that this literally started because a fan went to a concert of an artist that they liked the music of, and the concert was not what they expected, and they actually got creeped out at the concert beyond the music. And I think that that girl was completely valid in calling out the really weird dynamic with his audience and how he's playing into it. Sombr should not have responded. And again, I want to give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt because he is younger. But what I do want to say is that there are huge teams behind these artists. Specifically, if we're literally hearing from people that they were paid to promote these artists, there's a force behind these. I don't understand how someone doesn't step in and approve things, and if they don't, they should, because this person's career is on the line whenever they continue to show the public a bad side of themselves. And responding to critiques of someone going to your show and you call it a skill issue, you're basically shaming them for being old. Sombr, let me tell you one thing. As a 23-year-old, Jesus Christ, I'm 23 now, right? I remember being 18. I remember being 19. Your 20s creep up on you. They creep up on you, okay? And soon, in 2 years, I'm going to be 25. In 4 years, you're going to be 25 as well, because your birthday in a couple months or whatever. So don't isolate, not like I can't even be like a demographic of people. Like, you're literally isolating anyone above the age of 25 years old, mind you. And you're ultimately affecting your own bag, your own career, and it's showing like a really egotistical, narcissistic side of someone when they like are going to respond to something, but they're being the way that you are. You know what I mean? You cannot be like this to like people who are paying to come to your show. And also, this girl is literally just someone on TikTok posting a story time after the show. It's not that deep. It's not that deep at all. And also, the like snarky response and stuff, it will only work for so long. And yeah, this will not turn into that big of a drama for him in the long term, even though these videos are doing like millions of views. But if something like this continues to happen, this moment in time will be referenced again as a reason that people do not like you. So work with your team, stop responding to things like this, and just allow your fans to be casual fans at that, okay? So let's do it. Yeah, I agree. I'm glad we're giving young adults some grace, but people need to stop pretending that 20 and 21 are kids. Well, Michael Weist is the youngest 23-year-old kid in the world. Remember that? Anyone of decent emotional intelligence at this age will know how to deal with criticism. Yeah, exactly. All right, we will leave it there, and then we will get to the response and the follow-up because this is blowing up. So we'll leave it there for now.